Thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview. How are
Thank you
you?
for having me. I'm good. I'm very excited about this new album. I really can't wait for it to drop and for our fans to listen to for the very first time.
Yeah. Well, you're, I guess, in the middle of the summer festival tour. So how's that been going for you guys? Have you been to many places so far?
So far, like two or three. And we've been very lucky that we escaped the big rain because it's been raining all over Europe this is the month of June and all. So it's been a bit complicated for festivals already. But we've been lucky, and it's been a pleasure to start playing those new songs on larger stages and in front of way more people.
Yeah. Did you include many of the new tracks in the set list since the album is out, or maybe like two or three?
Four.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like Vision is always like since I joined the band and all, we really focus on what's the present and the future. So um and we also want to play the music that we love the most. And every time we write a new album, we love the song most than the previous one. I mean, it's like of course it's more complex than that, but we're just so much impatience to have people listen to this music that it was irresistible to start playing more songs of that new album live.
Yeah. How many of the tracks were not released as singles that the fans didn't know yet?
So at festivals with two tracks were not yet released as singles. When we played with Corpiclani in the US, I think only Armada was out, and the two others, we were playing only three back then, were complete new unknown tracks.
So were the reactions fun? Like, I don't know if that's something you pay attention to while performing, but
Yeah, yeah, of course, because a crowd reacts totally different to something they know and something they don't. And there is one song that has a very specific rhythmical signature that people didn't know about and made them dance anyway. And that was amazing to watch. They were like, okay, that song, no matter if you know it or not, you can't resist the rhythmic. So that
yeah.
we felt was a very good sign.
Is that Tonight I'm Alive? Like that seems like a song.
Yes,
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, that's I think that's gonna be a fun live track, like to experience as
absolutely. Yeah.
audience. Now this is the second, I guess, studio album that you're dedicating to these themes surrounding pirates. The first one being released 2 years ago, which was also very well received by press and fans. So, myself, I grew up in the 90s, and I guess with Pirates of the Caribbean and stuff, pirates were like a big thing. And it seems like a lot of fun to me as well to create something surrounding that. So, is that also one of the main reasons for you to have this second album coming?
Oh, well, the moment like 2 years ago when we made that statement that from now on we would be evolving in a pirate fantasy universe, we knew that we would continue with that unless it would have been a massive failure, unless people would not have connected at all with with our universe and our music. We would have been like, okay, this is not the way. But we were so righteously convinced it was the right thing to do for the band. And it is absolutely fun to create in that universe, also because it's not historically accurate and all. It's very fantasy related as much as Pirates of the Caribbean are a lot. So so it's a very wide universe. There's so much we can do with it and play with it. And so yeah, when we started to write Pirates too, with the same people, and like we knew exactly, okay, this is the universe that we're gonna keep exploring while we create it. It was very obvious to just go on, and why not even calling it Pirates too, like movies do.
Yeah. How many pirates are there going to be? Like in that sense, do you think there will be more?
We well, what I like to think is that as long as we feel inspired by this universe, as long as I feel that I can still write about the human soul through the angle of I mean, with the sugar coat of piracy, as long as I feel like I'm not bored of using the same words all the time, or as long as we keep having fun doing that, we would not. Why should we change the moment? And as long as it's quality that we're bringing out there to people to enjoy, why should we change? The moment in which I feel like we're done, like we're done with this universe, our pirates have been through all their stories, maybe then we'll be like, let's be vampires now. I don't know.
Yeah, and I guess, that's there are also very songs that are very cinematic, like Those Who Choose to Fight, the intro, and also Tonight I'm Alive. It has this really cool vibe. And there are so many, pirate movies and music and all that books around. Is there anything that inspired you the most out of all these? Because I assume that it also involves a bit of, research maybe to, immerse yourself into that universe.
So I do read a lot of pirate novels. Not necessarily, of course, I read Treasure Island and others, but just because I like the wording, I like also the pictures that they create in your mind, and sometimes they put things under, like, the novel has this storytelling that I like to use with visions. So it's the same substance, and sometimes they tell you what the pirate life is with that storytelling. So it like crazy, it helps creating images, or just it helps increasing my knowledge about the pirate world. But I don't take consciously any inspiration from there, because what I write about is about the fact that, first of all, a pirate is a human being, and I want to explore my own. It's about my own personal journey, and so I write about the human soul and all the feelings that one can experience throughout their lives, which is sometimes just joy and fun, and sometimes it's doubts, and sometimes it's darker, and it's grief, and it's pain, and it's remorse, and it's anger. And I think Pirates 2 goes deeper into those emotions than did Pirates, and I that was very fulfilling for me to write about.
Can you also put like, I guess, do you still have like a personal approach to writing lyrics in that sense, even if it's, about pirates?
So the way I put it that is maybe easier for people to grasp is that the core of the song, the topic, is the cake, and the piracy is the coating. So I'm talking about human experiences and relationships and conflicts and struggles, but I'm using the vocabulary of piracy. So yeah, it's just as easy as that, and it's very, very personal. But you can still, if you want, like, read the lyrics as they are. Okay, it's pirate battle, it's fire, la la la. But some songs are, it's easier to see there is a deeper level of lecture that you can also do. And then if you forget about the pirate's words, there are things that you can relate to, and I try to make it as relatable as possible, so that it serves people as well.
Now, I also felt that vocally, this felt like a very diverse record to me, where you get to showcase, all the different aspects of your voice, and, being classically trained and having been in this band for quite some time now. Are there still new things that you learn about your voice, and is there anything you learned this time around?
Oh, yeah, we love with Meek to not prevent ourselves from, especially for me, stepping outside what is expected from a symphonic metal band, because a lot of people love the classic touch, because it has this epicness and these colors that a lot of people like, which I like too, but I would be frustrated, like I would feel constrained if I would just do that. So it exists here and there because it's a color we like on some parts, but on other parts we're like, we need something that is a bit more incisive, something that is more powerful sometimes, or more personal. And I've been exploring my voice very for that reason on that record, way more than on the previous one. And in some parts I also could go very pop, but in the very powerful range. And I was very happy to be able to do that, because I've trained that aspect of my voice, but I never could use it on my previous projects. And I'm happy that I can also express myself with that voice sometimes because it feels good. It feels good to on an emotional level to use that power, that color, that range. And Visions of today really enables me. I mean, Michele, the way he writes, he really enables me to express myself in various ways, and that's what I love the most.
How important is it during the songwriting process if you want to explore such a new thing that the other, like, are the others really open to that, or do you sometimes have to push your opinion a little bit?
So the songwriting is pretty much done between me, myself, and then our producer. And of course, the song would have to be like Thomas, the leader of the band and founder, has his word, of course. Like but he doesn't go really much into the details. It's more like, does he like the song or not in general? And our producer is really the one that has this firm sense of taste, and he starts to know our voices very well, and he knows how to push us to get the best out of us on every different parts. And he would not. So I rely on his opinion a lot when sometimes we're like, we have two ideas, we're not sure, but we like them both, for instance. His opinion matters a lot because we can trust his sense of taste and musicality. So it's not like there is, and the beauty in the way we write music in our world, in our team, is that there is no ego involved. So if I want to push for something, and it's not because I think it's really musically better, if I push for something just because I like it, because personally, I know it's not the right approach. And we all have this mindset. We're professional. We or try to be as objective as we can on our music. And when a producer says, no, we cut that part because it doesn't serve, then we're like, okay, we cut it.
How important in that sense is it to have like a producer that you trust on that level that I guess you do?
Well, it's the guarantee. It's like a inner labeling, he's like listening, and if he is like, when he's one of the first to listen to the track, and he's like, I love it, we're like, good, we did a good job. We know it's a good song, because when you write something and you're so much into it, you at the very beginning, you lose your objectivity, because you just love the process. You just love the very result you came up with. Doesn't mean it's the best right at that moment. Doesn't mean it's trash either, but it's not when you can judge it best. And he is the external ear that is very fair and always focus on putting the best out there. That sometimes he's been turning things down, and in a good way, in a polite way, in a respectful way. But we can trust his opinion that if we wrote a song and he said, then we know, okay, maybe we like it because it's our baby, but maybe it's not the most engaging one. And he is also the one who adds the little sparkles or the little contrast, or he adds oil and fluidity into some places. So we also need his musicality to bring the songs to their maximum level, and making sure we can get the best impact out of what we wrote.
Who is actually, because I don't think I know that, but who is doing the orchestrations for your albums? Is that the same person as well all the time, or?
So Meek writes most of the, like, lays out all the orchestration, like the draft, with his own sound libraries and all, but he goes into a lot. He can go already into a lot of details. And then we work with Lucas Knobel from Germany, who's also done the orchestrations for Pirates, and he takes the draft and he uses his own libraries, so the sounds are way nicer. And he's a professional orchestrator, so he knows even better how to write for a string section, how to write for horn sections, and he's gonna use the melodies we wrote, but he's gonna probably like just rearrange so that it just feels more natural for an orchestra to play that. And of course, sometimes he also has his own second lines or textures here and there, or new melodies, like and pushes the sound, the song and the sound to the next level too.
Yeah, I thought with both the Pirates albums, I thought they were really great, because I mean it does have this sort of visual effect despite not being able to see anything, of course, but I always like that somehow when music feels a bit like a movie. So I know it's like probably a lot of fun, like musically, to work around the theme and such. But how is it to do the production of a tour like that? I notice you put a lot of time also in your outfits and the backdrop and everything. Is that fun as well?
Yeah, I mean, the ultimate goal is to be able to create a massive show on stage, like so that the story, as you said, the cinematic, the visual gets even more visible, even more concrete. And I would love that it becomes sort of a theatrical symphonic metal show in a way. The day we can do that, and but band's growing, so with every record we start to implement new things. Our fall tour that we're doing is going to be the biggest tour we've ever played, and we're starting to bring a bigger production, more effects on stage, so that we make people understand that, all right, you're gonna join us on that pirate ship for an hour and a half, and you're gonna lose connection with reality. And so that's really is the dream, and this is the core of it. This is our project long term, and we hope we can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, you have right now confirmed, I guess, that the headlining tour in Europe with Illuminate. Fortunately, it seems like there's no finish stop. But I guess you will stop in Finland anyway for John Smith Festival, I think. But
Yeah.
how are you looking forward to the tour in general? Like, are you already preparing a bit for it, or are you just focused
Oh
on this?
yeah. No. We already preparing for it, because the release show we have in Aschaffenburg on the 6th of July, like right after the album release, is kind of the warm up of that tour. We're gonna implement already the new elements. It's gonna be the first show of that new cycle, and so we're definitely already getting into the details for the show. And yeah, we're super excited because the numbers are great. A lot of places should sell out. London, Paris, Tilburg should go very well. Stuttgart, Munich is doing well too. So it's super encouraging. It feels like even if our album is not yet out, you can feel the excitement for it. And this is just the best reward for all the passion we put into what we're doing. And yeah, Finland and Scandinavia, it's not very easy to get club shows yet for us, but we do play John Smith Festival this summer, and we're very looking forward to return, because it's been a while. We haven't played
Yeah.
Finland.
Yeah, well, hopefully sometime in the future. Let's see. I always encourage people to just, support you as much as possible.
Thank you.
But yeah, is that release show, is that in a way also for you to test to see what works and what not before you go on the headlining tour?
Yeah, sure. It's going to be a first try out of some effects, some songs, songs. We're pretty much. We're going to practice more over the summer for other songs for the fall tour. But we're definitely going to try new ones on this very first Pirates 2 Armada show. And it's going to be a first one, so there will be things that will work out very well, and others that will be like, okay, we don't do this again.
Well, time is sort of up anyway, and I think that's pretty much it for my questions as well. But do you have any last thoughts you want to share with your fans before we wrap up?
Well, Finland, we really want to promise that we'll return in clubs for you guys as soon as it's really possible. And want to say that we're very aware how much Finland is the cradle for symphonic metal. And I think that anyone who loves symphonic metal, even from up close or far, can find something for him or her in Pirates 2 Armada, because it's a very symphonic metal album.